Welcome to From the Start, a parent's guide to talking about racial bias, a content series created in partnership with Johnson's, Aveeno Baby, and Desitin. I'm Michaela Birmingham from Scary Mommy, and we're going to help you tackle the difficult task of talking to our kids about race. So we've teamed up with experts who have answers to real questions from real parents like you. Let's jump right in.
Our kids are 2 and 10.
3 and 1.
My son is only 1.
Is he really capable of understanding things about race at his age?
So yes, kids do understand race even at an early age. We know that kids as early as 6 months of age already start to notice differences in color. Over time, they're starting to understand their parents look a certain way and then a stranger might look different. By the time that they reach the ages 2 to 4, they're starting to internalize those racial biases. And then by the time they're 5, especially children of color already are understanding that there are negative stereotypes ascribed to their racial identity. And this is a great period of time for us to really start to have these conversations about why it's important to celebrate differences and similarities.
How does a child actually perceive or make distinctions about race?
Kids understand the differences or learning the differences between colors very early on, but they are not yet ascribing an understanding of race to those colors. How we provide information to our children, whether it be toys or books, those are opportunities for our kids to start to create ideas about what is good, what is bad. There's also an opportunity to reframe that environment using toys, using books, using movies to show children that differences are normal, but also an opportunity to celebrate those differences.
Is my child aware of their own race?
And what it means to be Black.
To be mixed. White, brown.
Or what it means to be of color?
Children are starting to understand their racial identity at a very early age. Kids of color, even more so because of the way that they see themselves in society, things that they're seeing on television or hearing their parents talk about. So they are exposed very early and they have an understanding of how they may be perceived by others, either positively or negatively. Parents have an opportunity to reinforce that their racial identity is positive by the books that they read, the media that they view, the movies that they see. When kids of color don't see themselves represented very early on, they start to internalize ideas of what's normal, what's celebrated. For white parents, this is also an opportunity for us to expose our children to other cultures, other ethnicities, other races, so that they also understand that even though a child might be different, they're very similar.
What do I do if I notice my child treating other people differently because of their color?
I think it's important to really ask questions first and listen. Ask our children, how would you feel if that happened to you? So kind of putting yourself in someone else's shoes and understanding that they may not feel good about what happened provides a learning opportunity for our kids so that they understand that their actions have consequences and can hurt other people's feelings. And the more that we're open to listening to our kids and talking about tough issues, the more comfortable they'll be with us and trusting us to talk about tough topics.
What do I do if I see that my child is being treated differently because of his color?
Or her color.
It's important as a parent to validate that experience. Why did you feel hurt about the experience? You're feeling hurt because someone treated you differently. And that's not how our family treats other people. Take time to ask them questions about what happened so you can get a better sense of what's the best response for your child and understanding that experience and putting into context for your children that kids do notice differences. Explain what race is to children, why people are treated differently, but also affirm them and grounding them in their sense of who they are.
Conversations about race should be ongoing. The more information we have and the more willing we are to lean into discomfort and talk to our kids, even when, especially when, it gets messy, the better equipped we will be for these conversations about race and racism. For more resources and tips on talking about race and bias with your child, go to FromTheStart.com. Created in partnership with Johnson's, Aveeno Baby, and Desitin. And once again, a huge thank you to Dr. Dujay and all the families who participated. As parents, it's so important to talk to our kids about race from the start.